Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this is Creating an Inspired Life. I'm so happy you're joining me today and joining us here at A1R Psychic Radio. It's always a great time to be here. And I want to tell you that it's going to snow at my house tonight. This is huge. It's like 25 degrees Fahrenheit. And there you have it. So it's good to be inside, actually. And I don't like snow. It's not my favorite thing, and I don't like being cold. So I hope you're all someplace warmer than I am. I am a medium, and I connect with our loved ones on the other side. I'm also a spiritual life coach, and I specialize in self-empowerment, helping people with their self-empowerment, and also transformation. And I help people take steps to live the life they want to live. This is what I do. I've been doing it for a long time, and I absolutely love it. It's the best job you could possibly have. Every week, I do a little coaching tip on the show here, and tonight's coaching tip is on how not to let others influence your mood. Have you ever had one of those days where you wake up, you're in a great mood, and all of a sudden something shifts and you're not in a good mood anymore? Have you heard this? It's a fairy tale, and I could not find it. I was trying to find it online. I couldn't find it. But it's a fairy tale along the lines of the king wakes up in the morning, and he's in a bad mood. You know, we wake up on the wrong side of the bed. He's in a bad mood and snaps at his wife. And his wife gets in a bad mood and snaps at her, the person who's helping her get dressed, or lady in waiting, or whatever they're called. And then that person snaps at the handmaiden, who snaps at the cook, who snaps at this person and that person, and it goes all the way through the palace here. Now, the king apparently has gone off for the day and is doing whatever kings do. And when he comes home, somebody snaps at him, but the king at that time was in a really good mood, and he couldn't understand why this person is snapping at him. So he got a little angry and said, "Why are you snapping at me?" And that person said, "Well, I'm snapping at you because this person snapped at me." And then they took it all the way back to the morning when the king had snapped at his wife, and that was what caused everybody else to be in the bad mood. And that is a perfect example, except unrealistic because of the whole king thing and all that, but a perfect example of other people affecting our moods. I had a great mood the other day. I was so happy. I was so excited. I was watching this video, and it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. And I was laughing and just having a great time. And I said, I really want to meet this person who did this video because he's so clever. I love clever people. And then somebody in my house looked at me and said, "Well, that's stupid. Why would you want to do that? You know, and that's just not a good video." And right away, I could just feel my energy just get sucked right out of me. And I got in this, and then I got in a bad mood, and I had been in a great mood. And so when somebody bothers me like that, a negative comment or something, I'm a recovering people pleaser. I still get sucked into other people's opinions, and I still will allow them to influence me on occasion, not as much as I used to, but on occasion. And so I started to get a little irritated with myself, and I questioned why I had allowed that to happen. Why did I give my power away to somebody else? Why did I allow my joy to be stolen? And how did it happen that this could affect me to such a level? That actually bothered me more than the conversation did, that I had allowed this to happen. Have you ever had that happen where somebody steals your joy? Everything we need is inside. We don't need it from other people. We don't need external validation. We don't need other people's opinions, and we shouldn't allow them to affect us. But sometimes it does. So when I got in this little state here, I wanted to get out of it because I didn't like it. And I remembered the book, Don Miguel Ruiz's book of the 4 agreements. And one of them is don't take anything personally. For me, that seems to speak to me the most for so many things, but not to take anything personally. In my situation, I did. I made what was happening about me and who I was. And he was saying that the video was stupid. It wasn't based on real news and all that stuff. And it got to the point that I felt that my opinion wasn't important anymore, that my happiness was somehow wrong, and I was wrong to find joy there. Now, this is a video parody, and I couldn't understand why he didn't think it was funny. And I had allowed my joy to be stolen away because I took this personally when it had nothing to do with me at all. You know, we can not like something, and that doesn't mean somebody doesn't like us or something isn't right with us. That's just the way it is. And it wasn't my issue. It was the other person's issue. And it was in his mind. And he actually did apologize the next day. But why do we do that? Why do we allow other people to affect us? Why do we allow our moods to change based on somebody else's opinions, thoughts, ideas, words? And it could be a habit. We try to fit in. We want to fit in. We might be a people pleaser. We want to make other people happy. We want to smooth things over. We might still be looking outside of ourselves for validation when really, does it make a difference what somebody else thinks of us? It really doesn't. And these things could have nothing to do with us. We might see somebody in the store that we know, and they don't come over and say hi. They don't say anything to us. And all of a sudden, we are in our heads, and we're thinking that we're taking this personally. They didn't talk to us, so obviously it has something to do with us, right? Which it really doesn't, but obviously in our heads it does. Maybe they're mad at us. Maybe they don't like us anymore. Maybe we did something. What did I do? And we start making this all about us. And then later on, we find out that they were just really preoccupied and they didn't even see you. And it had nothing to do with you. But in our heads, we made it all about us. We took something personally that we should not have taken personally. Years ago, way, way back, my son was young. He was probably, 5 or something. And he called me. He was at his father's house, and he called me at about 7 o'clock in the morning. I am not a naturally early riser, and this was a day off. So I was asleep, and he calls. And so, of course, then I get a little bit irritated because I'm thinking, I'm taking this personally. Now I don't do this, thank goodness. But then I was taking it personally that my ex-husband had my son call on purpose at 7 o'clock in the morning just to bother me. That he's trying to control me. He's trying to wake me up. And I made it all about me. I took something personally that I shouldn't have taken personally. And it was just that my son needed to talk to me. That's all it was. And he happened to be up, so he calls, There were no ulterior motives. There was nothing going on. It was just my mind creating a problem. In life, we have to learn all sorts of things about why we're here. We want to learn how to live life to the fullest. And part of learning who we are, what's going on, how to live our life the fullest, figure out why we do what we do, why we think what we do, how our minds can go crazy with an idea that just doesn't even make sense. But we also learn how we have the power within ourselves to change our lives, to make it better, that we can make different choices about how we're experiencing life, and we can make choices not to take things personally. And I apparently must have needed that reminder because I took things personally I shouldn't have. And if I don't take anything personally, absolutely nothing, take nothing personally, whether it's a perceived wrong, something I think that my mind is creating, or an actual wrong, maybe somebody really is being a jerk, I have the choice to go within myself and to choose to live on my terms, to choose that joy, that happiness. And to choose not to take anything personally. I mean, absolutely nothing. Take nothing personally. That will help you live the life you want to live. It is amazing. It really does work. Sometimes we just have to be reminded that we shouldn't take anything personally. I know some people are going, but wait, they really did this. Well, yes, they did. But is it making you feel better believing that? Probably not. So you can just let that go and just go, I'm not taking it personally. It's obviously their issue, not mine. So that is my coaching tip of the day. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me at psychicmediumcolleen.com and on Facebook, Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Self-Empowerment Coach. Now, before I forget, I am doing a free distant healing on November 19th Eastern Time at 8 o'clock p.m. until 8:30 p.m. It's a free group distant healing to anyone. I've got over 100 people on the list now. The more people we have on the list, the stronger the healing powers are. So if you're looking for any kind of healing, I can send you free healing. We're connected energetically, not through Skype or anything like that. Connected energetically. Just contact me on my website, psychicmediumcolleen.com. And we will move on now to our first caller, who is Stephen in Syracuse. Stephen, how are you today?
Good. How are you today, Colleen?
I am doing very well. How can I help you?
I was just wondering if you could give me a reading. Do you do readings or?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
I was wondering, I'm currently out of work. Am I going to find a job soon?
Okay. Have you been out of work for a while? Because it feels like you have been.
Yeah, like 4 months.
Yeah.
5 months.
Okay. Yeah, because it feels like it's been kind of going on like this for a bit of time. I'm also feeling that you're actively looking. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing and all of that,
Yep.
And I feel you connecting with people and talking to people quite a lot, putting your feelers out there. And I have to commend you because I am also feeling that even though I know this is very frustrating and all of that, you're really doing a pretty good job of trying to stay optimistic, aren't you?
Yes.
You really are. It's very important. Okay, so the month that came in as soon as you told me that you were looking for a job was February, which I know seems very far away. It's like, well, 3 months if we go to the beginning of February. So February comes into my head almost immediately that seems to be an important month. And as soon as you said the job, that's what came into me. I am feeling too. Did you get a severance package or something?
No, I didn't get anything.
Because is your money okay? Because the money's feeling okay to me right now.
Well, I had some savings, so.
Okay, because it feels like the money's okay. I'm not feeling, I do feel it getting a little bit lower, like you're really starting to really worry about it. And I want to tell you not to worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Make sure what am I going to say? You're not a big spender. You're smart. You know what you're doing and you're doing it well. So I don't know who's talking to me. I got some spirit on the other side talking to me because he's telling me that you know how to do it. You don't waste your money. And he's telling me that you've been evaluating how you spend your money and you're doing it well. And he says to keep doing that. Okay. I do feel, even though February is coming in and I feel like that's very important, I do feel some money coming in before that. So is there a chance that you might be picking up a temporary kind of job?
Well, believe it or not, I just acted in a movie. I'm waiting for, a check to come from that.
Oh, how cool is that? Awesome.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was in a movie with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
and when is this coming out? It's coming out next year?
I don't know. It's about him as a psychiatrist who used to do lobotomies back in the 40s and 50s, but he used like an ice pick through the eye. You probably know who I'm talking about once I say that. Probably a lot of people do now. But I was as a background extra in the movie.
Really?
I was one of the patients. Yeah. So.
Oh, how cool is that? Okay,
yeah,
I'm writing this
cool.
down. That's really cool. See, good for you. Putting in some different experiences, too, on top of everything else.
Yeah, it was
That's
fun.
awesome. Yeah,
Got to meet
that
Jeff
is awesome.
Goldblum. He's pretty nice guy.
Yeah, he seems pretty chill, when you see him on things.
Yep.
Oh, how awesome. Yeah, okay, so that may be that, because I do feel some money coming in that, it just seems like
Not
it just
much
kind
money,
of appears.
but it's money.
Yeah. Pretty much everything could help, and that's always a good thing. And I'm also getting the impression, too, that you have people around you who support you as well. And I don't mean financially supporting, I mean emotionally supporting.
Not really. There's a lot of turmoil in my family when my father passed, and the family's doing a lot of infighting right now. As a matter of fact, my wife has filed for divorce. So.
Oh my goodness! Well, that's not cool.
No.
Well, whoever's talking to me on the other side is telling me that that you have supportive people around you. So keep looking for them then if you haven't found them, because I feel that. I'm sorry to hear about that. Okay, I'm sorry to hear about your wife filing for divorce and the family infighting. I can't tell you how many clients I have talked to in the past 2 or 3 months who are having family problems like that. I can't even tell you. There's so many of them. So I'm sorry to hear that as well. Stay strong with yourself because you are the strong one. You are. You're highly intelligent and you have a lot to offer to people. So don't. I know with all the things going on in your life, you're probably thinking your life, it's horrible, but it's not because you're doing the right thing.
To me, anyways.
Yeah, I know. I tell you, when we have the life challenges and stuff, it is rough, isn't it? Yep. And it really is, because sometimes it's just like you're beat down and you don't even know what to do, to get out of it. So, and actually, since I just said that, it just came into my head. If you have not started doing this, and I don't even know if it's something you've considered, is writing down all of the good things in your life I call it the 100 blessings list, where you write down 100 things that are good about yourself, good about your situation, good about your life, anything. It could be anything that you could write down. You could write down you have great hair. You could write down, the movie, write that down because that's cool. Write down things like that. Because when you start focusing on the good things in life, it helps to balance out all the crap that you get to experience in this life too, and it helps to refocus. So, and it helps to write it down, because if we don't write it down, it just goes through our head and we discount it as being important. So that's something we'll need to do too.
Is there any chance that my wife might change her mind and cancel the divorce?
I think she's a little frustrated now. So just take your time. Let it play out a little bit more. I think it'll be clearer in a little bit of time.
Okay.
Because, just let it play out. I think she's just in her own little space right now, too. Okay, Stephen, I'm going to have to let you go so I can move to my next caller, but it was really nice talking to you. Good luck with everything.
Yep,
I'll be sending you healing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yep. Thank you so much for calling. And that was Stephen. And we got all sorts of things happening in life, don't we? It can be tough out there. And we have now Francesca from Ireland. Francesca, how are you?
Well, I could be doing better, quite frankly. I'm worried about somebody that is missing. Can you tell me anything about this person, situation? Is this person alive, and what you pick on that, please?
So you have a person who's missing?
Yeah.
And you want to know, is it a male?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I'm feeling a male. Now, it doesn't mean they're on the other side just because I'm feeling it. Okay, so, boy, has this person been missing for quite some time? Like
3
years?
months.
How long?
3 months.
3 months. Why does it feel so long? It probably just feels so long just because somebody's missing. Every day is probably like a year. Is this person quite close to you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not feeling a passing. I'm not. Is there any possibility that this person could have some mental issues?
That's right.
Okay, because that's what it feels like to me. I'm feeling a disassociation to reality around me. I actually feel quite lost, and I feel physically lost, and I feel mentally lost, okay? I don't feel this person is living on the streets, though. I feel like there's some place, but I'm not convinced that they really know what's going on, okay?
That's right.
Okay, because I don't feel like they know what's going on. So I feel like they're in, what is this? It's almost like some kind of a facility.
Sorry?
It feels like they're in some kind of a facility, like a medical place or something like that.
Okay.
I do get the impression, and I don't know, I mean, you won't know this until later, that there was a time of not really, I want to say like living on the streets. I don't feel a building around them, earlier, but I do feel a building around them now. Have you checked all the medical places in the area?
Well, the police are having difficulty to find, to basically, there's a number of reasons why it's not so easy to access every place, because some places, they are private, and if they receive payment, they will not, they may register people with different names, and because they are happy to keep somebody in, if you know what I mean.
Right,
and,
okay.
So we don't really know. The situation is 3 months. We're looking everywhere. Yesterday I've been to 2 different hospitals which deal with this sort of problems, and he wasn't in one of the 2, but the woman at the reception said to me, it could have been registered with someone else's name, with an insurance or something different, and it could be anywhere. But she said sometimes, though, they forget the date of birth or something, so the computer come up with a discrepancy, and so that's how we find something like that. But it's a very difficult thing for me to, Can you tell me an area of the country where you may think it is? And then the second question I'm having is, did he enter this facility of his own accord, or was he restrained, or was he brought in there from someone? So it's a very important thing for me to know, how did he handle this place and where this place may be.
Okay, so what this feels like to me is that somebody brings him there. Okay, I feel somebody brings him, like a good Samaritan kind of thing, brings him there. I'm also feeling that I want to be north, and I want to be like an hour away. Now, I don't know what that means, because I don't know anything about Ireland or wherever he was. But I feel north.
That's exactly how we will say. Can you say that again?
Okay. Say again, sorry?
If you repeat what you said, that's the way he would have spoke. You said, I want to be?
Yes, I want to be an hour north.
Away, yeah.
Away, yeah, an hour away and north. And that's where I feel like I am. That's right, and I tell you why. Because we live south, and because he's very well known in town. So he will definitely think something like north, away from his parents, from myself, from everybody, and out of the scene. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
So do you think the thing is he in this place with a period in which you have to stay there? Like, some places may keep people with this difficulty for 3 months, for 2 months, or is he in there indefinitely? Does he have a plan B? What exactly is happening? Like, is he thinking to go, did he approach a doctor, or did he approach somebody that then he got that then direct him toward this center? Or do you think he just had an episode on the street and somebody took him there? As basically every information that you feel could explain how did he end it there, do you know?
Okay. I feel someone bringing him there. I'm feeling some medical issues I'm a little concerned about, especially with the mental capacity. It doesn't feel quite right to me. It feels like he's almost as though he doesn't really know who he is all the time. It's weird because I feel in and out with him. The other thing is I feel like he's being well taken care of, okay? I feel like there are people there, and I don't feel like it's a bad place or anything like that. I don't think he's ready to leave it, is what it feels like to me. It doesn't feel like he's ready to go. And I do feel improvement happening as well. So I do feel him getting better, feeling better. I also feel, interesting. Yeah. I want another 3 or 4 weeks of being there. I feel like that makes a difference, that 3 or 4 weeks. And it may very well be that that's how much longer it's going to take to find him, or literally he needs 3 or 4 more weeks of some kind of treatment, some kind of support around him. But I do feel you finding him. Okay. So I do feel you finding him. It doesn't feel, it doesn't feel bad to me, and I have to say.
Good thing. Yeah, that's very good thing. But can you pick anything of what sort of mental illness they, there has been different opinion from different people, and there has been different medication, which then, people in Ireland tend to drink even when they shouldn't. So there is a number of things that added to the problem. Can you tell me anything about what you think is the problem at the bottom of all of this?
It seems, I'm not a doctor, so I can't really diagnose anything, but I do feel it seems to be so related to the mental. I feel like there's like a chemical imbalance or something going on in there. Was this person hard to handle before he leaves here?
Yeah.
Difficult, challenging, that kind of thing. There's a lot of that feeling. And it feels as though he's getting treatment, which is helping. That seems to be making a difference. Yeah.
Do you think that could be any member of the family or any friend? Do you pick anybody on who brought him there that may, if there is anybody that is kind of covering him to be there?
I feel a woman takes him there, and I can't tell if it's family. So I'm not really sure. And actually, it doesn't even feel like she really knows him that well to me. So we'll have to see about that. Now, I am getting my warning here that I've got to wrap up. I guess we'll find out what happens and find out how accurate that was. I hope it's accurate.
Well, you was very accurate. I have to say to you, you was very accurate because he had a mental problem before, he had a problem with addiction, another problem before, and he had a serious nervous breakdown before he went missing.
Okay.
But can you keep sitting on the last thing I want to ask you is what exactly made him snap and disappear? Like, from when he disappeared to when he ended in hospital, what exactly made it? If he had what happened that he disappeared like that he didn't just simply say to the family, maybe now we're going to rehab or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
yes,
in rehab, basically.
Yes, I only have a couple seconds left, but literally I think it's just a snapping, and that's just the way it happened. Okay, so I'm going to have to let you go. Thank you so much for calling.
That's okay. Thank you so much. You're brilliant. Thank you. Appreciate your help.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck. And I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this was Creating an Inspired Life. We all have different life challenges, don't we? And boy, it can be tough for us, can't it? And this week, remember, don't take anything personally. You can reach me at psychicmediumcolleen.com or on Facebook, Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Self-Empowerment Coach. You have a great week, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye.